Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for joining us this morning. I am Louisa Lee, here to keep you informed and entertained. 欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新最有趣的新闻。First news in Japan, the country has successfully launched its second spy satellite into orbit this year without a hitch. And if everything goes as planned, the latest satellite will start gathering intelligence within a few months. 日本政府为了监视 North Korea， 已经发射了一枚间谍卫星。
Japan's latest intelligence-gathering satellite successfully blasted off from the island of Tanegashima on Monday. Media reports say the optical satellite is intended to keep a closer eye on North Korea. The reports suggested it would be used to monitor North Korean military movements. It could also be used to survey major disaster areas when needed. Japanese broadcaster TBS says it can take photographs of the Earth from space at night and in poor weather. The Mainichi newspaper says it's cost more than $5.15 billion to develop the satellite and another $1.28 billion to blast it into space. Japan's spy satellite program began after North Korea launched a ballistic missile in 1998 that flew over its territory and landed in the Pacific Ocean.
And in other news, conjoined twin girls in China are waiting to spend their days separately. The local hospital is helping to raise funds to save the duo as their parents scramble to come up with money for the costly operation. 大陆有一对双胞胎，胸部、肚子跟肝脏都粘在一起，需要动手术分开。他们的父母也希望能够有人出钱帮助他们，让他们的女儿可以健康的长大。
A pair of conjoined twins are closely monitored at a hospital in Hunan province, China. Linked at the chest, belly and liver, the two girls were born on November the 29th and are waiting for an operation to separate them. State media reported that the parents, who survive on around 1,000 yuan a month, about $160, are trying to raise the 300,000 yuan needed for the operation.
When my wife gave birth to the children, I borrowed 5,000 yuan to cover the expenses.
A local donation started by the hospital raised around 20,000 yuan, but only covers a fraction of the sum needed. The twins have heart defects and high levels of jaundice, and the local hospital decided to transfer them to a special children's hospital in the provincial capital.
I just want my children to be healthy and the operation successful.
An ultrasound examination showed surgery to separate the twins would be possible, though complicated by a thick blood vessel connecting the two girls.
And it's being said as one of the most significant fraud cases in the history of Australia. A health executive who has been living his life with expensive toys is now in custody for allegedly stealing 60 million Australian dollars from government funds. 澳洲警方逮捕了 Queensland 健康局的一个员工，因为他涉嫌在一个星期内侵占公款1100万澳币。
Joel Barlow, a senior Australian health official, has been arrested for allegedly stealing around 11 million Australian dollars in just 1 week. The authorities say that Barlow stole a total of 60 million Australian dollars over 3 years from Queensland Health, where he worked as a finance manager. According to police reports, Barlow diverted funds intended for charities and private service providers into his own bank account in order to support his lavish lifestyle. Barlow had been investigated before, but was acquitted because of lack of evidence. In response to this arrest, which is believed to be one of the most significant fraud cases in the history of Australia, Queensland Premier Anna Bligh said that the health department will be dismantled as a way to end the ailing health agency. Queensland Health will be split into separate hospital and administrative units and will be shut down on July 1st, 2012.
And now to entertainment news. The music-driven film Road Less Traveled is now officially out on the big screen. And before we convince you to boost its ticket sales, let's get the actors talking about the flick that brought them even closer together as friends. 电影《月之路》目前正在上映，演员也接受了我们特别的专访，来谈谈他们的这部新片。
The fans are screaming for a legit reason. Like a scene straight out of the movie, the cast members, or musicians in this case, played their part once again for the cheering crowd by giving a performance to be remembered.
Lots of anticipation tonight here in Ximending. As you can see, scores of fans and celebs are here for the movie premiere Road Less Traveled. I can't wait for myself to get in there, but first, let's meet the stars.
Road Less Traveled depicts the formation of the band Smash, starring Vanessa Wu, Jimmy Hong, Eric Chu, Dean Fujioka, and Chris Long, chronicling their road to stardom and the challenges they face in chasing for the dream they all share. Directed by Seven Lee and written by Jimmy Hong, Jimmy talks about how he first got the idea for the film.
这部电影其实是我在日本住的时候，刚好就是看到很多人很喜爱音乐，然后很喜欢就是玩 band， 有时候我们就需要这种比较热血一点的电影。希望看到这个电影之后，觉得其实我还是有希望的，我还是可以追这个梦。我觉得最大的精神在这个电影里面就是友情。
When asked about the characters they play and whether it was a far cry from their own personality, Vanessa Wu said he was basically being himself as Mike, the lead singer of the band.
我的角色 Mike 呢，他的个性就比较幼稚一点，然后比较冲动。我自己本身很多的以前的个性在里面，所以演的时候就还蛮轻松、蛮舒服的。
Eric too, as bass player Taka, was able to take his humor up a notch with little or no boundaries.
I'm the relief comedy, and I just try to make people laugh, which is kind of like myself. I actually, I'm a very shy in person, so but I get to explore and exaggerate everything by 10 times, so it's fun.
And in terms of the challenges they encountered, Japanese actor Dean Fujioka, who picked up the guitar prior to the flick, had no problem being a rock star as guitarist E, but instead, memorizing the script other than his native language was definitely not so sweat-free.
最大的挑战应该是中文吧，是台词的部分，因为就是my Chinese, like I'm still working on it, so thank you.
Jimmy, as the other guitarist, Joe, had to hold his emotions in order to get it right.
要用害羞的方式去表达一个很有 message 的一个东西，那个是有一点难的，所以那个时候我觉得对我来说最大的困难就是找这个 balance.
Chris Long, who took on the role as Jason, the drummer of Smash, had to learn how to hit it on the exact beat in a limited amount of time.
虽然我是学音乐，但是打鼓跟我学的乐器是蛮两极的东西，所以我排戏之前上了1个月的课，然后就要上阵，所以那个时候吃蛮多苦的，练鼓的时候。
Most of the cast members are no strangers to the music scene, but the chance of catching Eric strumming the bass beyond the movie is slim.
那个没有做过音乐的只有那个我们以前的 DJ， 那他 DJ 也算音乐吗？好，那我们把麦交给他。
没有，他们是做音乐的，对不对？没关系，因为我是听音乐，然后在听完以后，然后在电台上讲说，这个好不好听，这个好不好听，所以我的耳朵其实算挺重要的。
So would that be your backup plan?
No, actually it's fun， 很好玩，看bass啊。
Concentrate on acting.
Concentrate on acting.
And how about the pros and cons of working together as friends?
就像是去找朋友一样啊，我完全没有就是去工作的感觉。可是我们是演戏的时候还是去很认真的态度去演戏这样子。
其实这部电影拍下来，一定也有考验到我们的友情，可是到最后我们是突破这个考验，然后到现在大家更接近、更亲密。
What can you tell the moviegoers tonight? What can they expect?
Sex and violence and搞笑and stuff.
That's the other movie.
Oh, okay.
其实这部电影大家可以期待的就是，我觉得可以被感动，可以被娱乐到，
就是希望观众看完这个电影以后呢，能够不要这么轻易的放弃自己的梦想。
Besides the inspiring tunes that narrate the ups and downs of the band, veteran kung fu actor Sammo Hung made a cameo appearance in support of his son's latest project.
觉得其实他真的是非常帮忙，因为我真的打一通电话，他就答应了。那我爸其实跟我，当然是因为父子的关系，但是他也很像一个朋友。
So what are your future plans? Anything? New record, a new movie, getting married?
I need some juicy details, guys.
We're working on other projects, our company, so next one should be nice action-packed.
自己接下来就是还是宣传月之路，然后在音乐上这一块就是继续的努力下去。
我现在准备那个我下一部电影的前置，因为这次是自演自导的一部电影，所以对我来说是一个很大的挑战。可是我希望就是可以做得到。
我在12月中的时候会有一个舞台剧的演出，之后会有一个电视的演出，偶像剧。
就刚刚 Eric 讲的，我们有下一部电影。那比如说我们刚刚说的 Smash 这个团体，如果有机会的话，我们也希望可以再多一点表演。
Road Less Traveled is already in cinemas across Taiwan.
And if you missed the interview, you can catch the complete version online at www.cts.com.tw. And that is all the time we have today. Join us back here tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay with CTS to find out what's going on around the island.